That con game by William Ruto is over. Kenyans are wise.
On the plains of Kenya's politics, a shadow stars, and for President William Samoei Ruto, it is going to be noisy, messy, and with casualties. The winds have shifted. The thunder of discontent builds. Ruto's downfall begins. Or so the prophets whisper, because in every regime, the seeds of its ruin lie hidden in small, telling fissures.
Harambee! Huyu Kalonzo Musyoka ni mtu yuko na msimamo. Huyu Raila alikuwa amembadilika jina ya watermelon na ni uongo. Huyu Kalonzo amesimama na Raila miaka 15.
Today the red mic traces 4 fissures that are widening across Kenya's political landscape. Matiang'i meeting in Natembeya and Raila's silence before the storm. The Okoa Kenya Coalition under Gachagua and the exit of Boni Khalwale from UDA. And of course the reappearance of Gideon Moi. This, what we witness, is not just chaos. It is a quiet reckoning that might just send President William Ruto back to Sugoi come 2027. This is the red mic.
Raila ni watermelon, si watermelon. Ni musaliti, si musaliti. Tunataka wakuwe pamoja na Ruto, tuwafukuza pamoja kwa debe 2027.
On October 8, 2025, former Interior CS Fred Matiang'i and Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya paid a condolence visit to former Agriculture CS Peter Munya. They were mourning the passing of his grandmother. At face value, this was just a dignified gesture, a tradition of course. But in Kenya's theater of politics, no meeting is ever just what it seems. And within hours, social media burst. What were they talking about? Maybe 2027 alignments. Netizens suggested that this was more than condolence. It was geostrategic. Matiang'i, the long seen as a stabilizer in the old Uhuru regime, now straddles a new role. His presence in these corridors whispers that he is positioning, perhaps as a kingmaker or perhaps as a challenger.
Sisi Marwa Karua hapa, huyu wiki wa Marwa, George Natembeya.
To the skeptical eye, why Natembeya? And why now? Natembeya from the Rift Valley carries regional heft. If he and Matiang'i bind themselves, they can stitch together parts of the influential but very volatile Mount Kenya Rift alliances. This meeting was labeled consultative, of course by participants, but in politics, consultative often means planning behind closed doors. This fissure speaks. The united opposition is quietly shifting maps. Gachagua's dominance in Mount Kenya may be under subtle siege. Some voices already say Gachagua is uneasy about Matiang'i's inroads. If you can imagine a chessboard, Gachagua has long held the central squares, but now Matiang'i seeks footholds in flanks, seeking leverage. And so this meeting is a drama, small but very pregnant. Watch how many portfolios, promises, or pretexts follow. The humanitarian cloak masks the coming campaign. A campaign that might just send President William Ruto back to Sugoi come 2027 through the ballot.
Ati mnaposa ila mekufa. Unaona na mdomo yako. Umbavu wewe. Madri ni nani? Madri yako, mateko yako.
And here comes Raila Molo Odinga. In Kenya's political imagination, the perennial giant, the man who has endured defeats yet refuses to die. Rumors swirl. Is Raila Odinga sick? Or is quietly rebuilding? Or is he disappearing into hermitage only to re-emerge with a bombshell announcement? Some media reports insist he is fine, dispelling health rumors. but silence often speaks louder than statements. In political history, leaders feign retreat so that their return stings louder. Imagine this. Raila retreats into the shadows, recalibrates alliances, nurtures silent cadres, then returns in 2026 or 2027 with a bold proposal or alignment that no one sees coming. He could tap fractures in Kenya Kwanza. He could court disinfected UDA factions. He might strike deals with the defectors. When Raila speaks again, it will not be words. It will be an earthquake. An earthquake that might just send President William Ruto back to Sugoi come 2027 through the ballot.
I played an even greater role in putting the country in this mess we are in, because I really campaigned for the guy. I was all over convincing people, talking to them, using proverbs, using slogans. The opposition to William Ruto are the people of Kenya, and they are united to a man. To a man. The one-term movement is real across the country, from the coast region, northern Kenya, Rift Valley, central Kenya, upper and lower eastern, Nyanza, western, here in Nairobi. The one-term movement is unstoppable.
For President William Ruto to face Raila when Raila is rested, unknown in timetable and rhetoric, this is very dangerous. Ruto's regime has already been rocked by public protests like the finance bill in July 2024, and the fallout is very deep. The scars of that uprising remains, the discontent smoldering. So Raila's silence may be calculated, that his voice return when visions have already widened. If Raila returns with a new coalition, a fresh manifesto, seized momentum, then President Ruto will have to answer not just from opposition, but from history's expectations. And of course, history's expectations.
And the people of Kenya are united in purpose. We, the leaders, are just a reflection of the people. But we are not the people. We are not the opposition. The opposition are the people of Kenya. And what we are doing as leaders is just providing leadership, because when people want to go somewhere, they need somebody to lead the way. But the people know where they want to go. They know what they want to do. And they are united in purpose. And believe you me, if any leader moves from the one-term movement, that leader becomes obsolete. That's the end of his or her political career. I want to assure you.